Hello you guys, welcome back to another episode of Cheap Sheep. Today we're heading back to Bemidji because there's a demonstration in progress. We thought it was going to be just like another protest like it was before, but it seems like there's an actual schedule to this. I don't know what to really expect from this. I don't think Tamara does either. But yeah, so we're on our way there to go check it out. We got some more equipment now, so hopefully our video quality is a little better. We did notice in our last video that things were a little iffy. We are working on it. We did buy another camera, and we got another one on the way as a generous gift from somebody. And you know, hopefully we get the stuff rolling out a little better and all that. But yeah, so we're gonna head on our way there today. There were a few things that our last video didn't really touch base on with the protest. Some information came out afterwards, and we didn't seem to catch something up in the beginning there. At the very beginning of this protest, a bunch of people throwing rocks at the building, and there was this resource officer vehicle that got, not serious damage, but you know, everybody was like slapping the car, messing with that when he was trying to just back out of there. And later on, Beltrami County, they ended up making this post on Facebook that talked about how they found fire accelerants near a building. So I don't know if that was just one person that was being a little too radical with things or what have you, but I guess things weren't quite as peaceful as we thought they were. But overall, nothing really happened. The early demonstrations where they were throwing rocks got handled pretty quickly. The accelerants were never lit, wherever building that was at. I don't think they specified. And we also heard rumor too about, and let's hope we can actually find a source for this, but there was like two buses that were coming up from Chicago, and Beltrami, and I think Clearwater too, and maybe even Hubbard, all went down to Beltrami and just kind of set up something to where, you know, deterrent, I guess, for those buses, or blockade or something like that. Let's really hope nothing happens this time. It seems like it's just going to be a couple of group organizations that are doing this. It seems like there's going to be a lot of guest speakers. I don't know if there's going to be another walk. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Well, we're going to be there on time this time, so I guess we'll be able to see all of it.
And I'm not hungover this time, so it's a bonus. But it is a little cloudier out. I would appreciate it.
But we won't get too sunburnt, I guess.
No, we doused ourselves.
I won't turn into a lobster.
It's true. I guess we'll see what happens. I really do hope things are just peaceful. If something comes up to where new information's found out about again, we'll try to put something in our description. Be sure to check that out by the end of this video. Follow our link to our Instagram. We'll have a couple of pictures posted on there. What else? And if we do post any information, like, you know, the Beltrami Facebook post, put links into that too. We want to be as thorough as possible. That's just one of the things with this channel. I guess we probably should talk about where this channel, you know, what we're trying to do. Really, it's just a vlogging channel. It's just been lately, this protest has been getting so much emphasis put onto it that we've just been really focusing on that. We do plan on doing some different videos here because we really don't want to just be doing the same thing over and over and over again. So hopefully the next video that comes up will be a little more lighthearted. If not, a future video will be. We are in the midst of making a couple others right now. We do have a few good ideas. Yeah, I guess that's really all the more I got to say. It's also come to our attention too that this has gotten a lot more spread out than it was in just Minneapolis. You know, we've heard a few bigger cities too, like Los Angeles and New York are demonstrating too, and it wasn't too long ago that I seen something about London doing it. So I guess it's gotten a lot bigger than I would have thought it would. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm just saying how it is. But I don't want to bore you guys too much, so we'll you some better footage when we get into Bemidji. So we're on our way into Bemidji. Like I already said, we're a little closer this time. People are driving slow and it is making me so mad right now. But we're almost there, so at least we'll kind of get a good idea of where things are going just by what people are doing in Bemidji. Because it's Saturday today.
That truck just cut that car off.
Yeah, I know. People are being just horrible today. I don't blame that little car for trying to pass me either. Why can't people drive? Like, I get that I'm not a good driver, but I don't know, it seems like every vehicle is just like cutting the next person. Like, see, he's brake checking him right now. Some people. What can you do? My lips taste sweet. Might have been.
Please explain why.
I don't know. It's either from that chapstick or just.
It's from the chapstick. Just don't randomly say my lips taste sweet, and then he's purposely riding his ass.
Are they just following each other?
I don't know.
They're just being really dumb about it.
Okay, I'm gonna. His lips are sweet because of chapstick. Just don't randomly say that. That's just weird. Stop.
What are you doing?
I don't want to listen to this when I edit the video.
Too bad. Alright, so we're in Bemidji.
Bemidji.
Okay, well, we're almost up to where this demonstration is supposed to be. We're here like 10 minutes before everything. I don't know if...
It doesn't look like there's a backup like last time.
Yeah, but last time we got here at like 3 or 4.
And people were marching on the road, so... I don't know if that's going to happen today because it's just a lot of speakers.
I don't know.
Sorry for the blurring, you guys. We're still waiting on a new camera.
Yeah, this camera doesn't have the best video quality.
It's made...
Iowa. What the...
Okay, this camera is made for pictures, not much for video. But
Yeah.
we have two cameras on the way.
There's people down there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't dare zoom in. Yeah, it's not as big as last time.
It's still very early.
But there's a bunch of people. A lot of them have signs again.
These people are still just enjoying the park to enjoy the park.
Yeah.
A few people out on some dates.
People are still honking over there.
Those bikers are back. I wonder why they're here. Like hey, they're doing some more chalk stuff. Beltrammy's not messing around.
Yeah, they're on a roof across the street. They're looking. They're checking for things.
Oh, speaking of. Wow. It's crazy. What the hell did I say now? So, as you can see, you guys, things have started to get back up again. Quite a few people here. I'd say there's probably even more than last time now at this point.
There's more coming.
Yeah, and there's a few people giving out t-shirts and stuff like that. There's a table full of water. Like, this is a really, I don't know, what would you call this, Tamara?
It's a nice setup.
Yeah, it's a really nice setup.
You want a t-shirt?
Sure.
Yeah, we could take a t-shirt. Let's see.
Alright, so hey. Start talking. We just got shirts.
Oh, I've been talking. Oh yeah, so we got shirts. Here.
Well, I can't even see your face. You're too tall.
So they just gave us out some t-shirts.
Free shirts.
They're good quality too. Not even that bad. Well, so far things are turning out pretty nice.
A huge crowd we got here today. Thank you so much for everybody that's coming out. Thank you for helping us make a difference in our community and seeing the change that we want to see happen. Continue to tell people to come out and celebrate with us. And we hope you enjoy this demonstration and sit in that we're about to have.
Recording?
I will call up everyone that's coming up to speak today periodically. So after one goes, I will announce the other. So we'll just do it in that way. Thank you for everyone again, man. This is huge. It's a sign of love. A lot of love here today, a lot of unity here today. So thank you all again. And we're about to get it started. I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Dylan Fry. I'm a junior. Well, I'll be a senior coming up next year at Bemidji State. I'm an athlete.
Let's bring it up.
Let's
bring it up.
Speaking first, we have Mrs. I have the names here, so I won't read them wrong. Mrs. Cheryl Friesen will come up to speak first.
Put it down.
Oseo, I bring greetings from the tribe Chickamauga, Cherokee tribe from Tennessee. I will be doing the prayer today, and I want everybody here to know that racism is wrong in every way, shape, or form. Yeah. It is wrong. I am a mother, but being as a lot of people would say, I hate this word, a half-breed. I experienced so much racism in my entire life that it wasn't even funny. But the main thing is that let us understand that there are a lot of people out here.
You zoom in at all? The mic went out.
I think we got it back. There are a lot of people out here that are mixed race. And let me tell you, it starts here first. We all have kids that a lot of times are mixed race. And it is very, very hard, even in your own, where you live. You understand? People don't know how to accept you and how to receive you as who you are. I say embrace everything that you are. Love who you are. And then you can love outwardly. If you love you, then you can love everybody. Yeah. Let us bow our heads in the word of prayer. Creator, Heavenly Father, we come before you in the mighty name of Jesus, Lord, giving your name the praise, the honor, and the glory. We magnify you, we worship you. Lord, we ask that as you come to this place to be with us, give us the strength that we need to carry on as a people, not as a separate people, not as this person and that person, but we are all one unit. We are unified in you. Father, we ask that as we go forth, Lord, that you will be with us, that you will give us power that we need, that you will show us how to change the things in this world. This world is not right, Father, but we give you the glory, the honor, and the praise because truly you are worthy to be praised. We ask that as we go forward, that you will be with us, that you will endow us from on high. Give us the strength and the power that we must march on and change these laws as they are today. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Dr. Friesen, he is an education professor, and he's also an advisor on the Black Community.
I got to get myself present. If anybody you have my class, you know I'm not a talker by trade. I'm very shy and reserved, so it takes
Bring
me
it closer if you need.
to let the spirit move me. So I tell you what, because I am so shy, I'm gonna need your help. All of you that have your signs, put them up. Let me see. Hallelujah. So I'm gonna go in. Can you hear me? Testing, can you hear me? Well, I'm going to try to be as loud as I can. I tend to have a big mouth. So I'm going to be as loud as I can. First of all, I would like to say I'm glad to see you all out here with us today. We're standing in unity. Standing in unity as one body, as my wife said, and one people. I thank you. Hallelujah. She's a mother of a black man, of a black son, and I have 3 black sons and dark daughters. So it's hard right now. In the time that we live in, it's hard. I don't know what to say. I really just don't. Right now I'm going to speak for her. I really don't know what to say. I've raised my sons and I've taught them that if you get pulled over by the police, what to do. I've taught them to respect not only the police, but respect everybody. But I'm at what's the word I'm looking for? Conundrum? I don't know what to do.
Just move forward.
Even when we respect,
Can't get ahead of that. Go ahead and move
even
forward.
when we obey the law, and even when we make a mistake, it sometimes costs us our life. And that should not be. Last year, from the agencies that reported, the police department reported 1,004 people lost their lives by the hands of the police. That's a person every 11 and a half hours. Think about it. One black person loses their life every 28 hours. Every 28 hours, that's another black person dead. Think about it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. When you Google, when I Googled, I wanted just out of curiosity, trying to figure out, well, how many people in the military lost their lives last year in combat compared to the 1,004 people that lost their lives by the hands of the police. I was shocked to find that only 35 people last year lost their lives in military service. But yet 1,004 people lost their lives living on the streets of America. We're not at war here. This is supposed to be peace here. We're not at war. No one should lose their lives at the hands of someone that's supposed to offer peace and safety. No one should lose their life. When I see a police officer, I should not fear for my life.
We can't breathe.
Thank you, we can't breathe. Thank you. We can't breathe. I should not fear. I should not worry about when my sons and my daughters leave the house in the morning that they're going to return the same when they come back. That I don't have to go pick them up at a hospital or have to deal with the trauma that they have to endure because they've been pulled over by police. And he didn't offer peace and safety. I should not have to live like that. Not in America. Not in the land of the free. The land of the brave. Not in America. So I'm telling you right now, well, my job today is to pronounce a eulogy on racism, a eulogy on police brutality, a eulogy on separation. We are one person, one people right now. Enough is enough. It's enough that we got to contend with the coronavirus, to have to contend with this mess. I'm losing family, neighbors, people I work with, people I went to church with, and now I have to lose on this. Enough is enough. So this is a eulogy today. I have a hard time, doing eulogies. I have a hard time offering peace and comfort to a family who has lost their loved one due to natural causes. That's a hard job. It's hard to do a eulogy or to offer peace and safety and comfort to a family who lost their loved one because of unnatural causes. But it's almost impossible to offer comfort to a family member who lost a loved one at the hands of a police. That's a wound that never heals. Every time they see a police, that wound's reopened. Every time. That's a wound that never, and that should not be. Not in America. Not in America. So I'm going to do the eulogy today. And if you can with me, open up your books. Open up your books to the Gospel according to George Floyd, 8:46. And you will find these words recorded. I can't breathe. Get your knee off my neck. And mama. I can't breathe.
Can't breathe.
Get your knee off my neck. Can you get any loud I can hear? And mom.
Camera dying.
Yes, Lord. I can't breathe. Get your knee off my neck. And mama.
Did you bring the phone adapter?
I'm not native to Minnesota. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So I'm not native here. But before moving here about 4 years ago, I looked up Minnesota. But 4 years ago, that was when that Blandford Castell. Am I saying it right? That was that event. So I looked up. I was a little leery about coming to Minnesota. So I did a little research. And from what I've found, they said Minnesota is one of the best places in the country to live. They said Minnesota ranked number 3 out of all the places to live when it comes to education, parks, and development, and creativity, and family. Minnesota ranks number 3. So I was excited to come here. And I started hearing this term, I started hearing this term, Minnesota nice. Minnesota nice. So I set out to find out, well, what is Minnesota nice? What is this term Minnesota nice? That's nothing we say in Detroit. We don't say Detroit nice, so I'm at a loss. So I went out and I tried to find what Minnesota nice was. So I went to the black communities. First of all, I tried to find the black communities and couldn't find any. And the ones that I found that was here were afraid to come out, was afraid to get together. And that, first of all, let me say Minnesota, that's not nice. You ain't hear me. Minnesota, that's not nice. I have been pulled over twice in my life in Michigan. First time when I was 18, and the second time when I was 46, still in Detroit. I come here 3 months after being in Minnesota. I get pulled over 3 times. Minnesota, that's not nice. I'm sorry. I'm a rage of emotions right now. Minnesota, that's not nice. Minnesota, when part of your population ain't sharing in the same benefits that you're sharing in, Minnesota, that's not nice. Minnesota, when I meet with the indigenous people and I find out, well, what is going on? What's happening? And they tell me this and that. Minnesota, that's not nice. I meet with the people of color to find out what's going on and how you feel. And they tell me one story. In Minnesota, it hasn't been nice. I meet with the black community here. And I want to tell you something. Most of the black people that you see here are not from this community because the black people are afraid to congregate. Most of the people you see here are from out of state because blacks are somewhere hiding because they're afraid to meet together. They're afraid to get together and have a barbecue. Minnesota, that's not nice. I immediately, one of my first tasks to do here was to unify the people. One of the first tasks that I tried to do was start a black student union at Bemidji State University. My first task, I went out to do that. The first year that I was here. Different students came up to me. I'm not going to do that, Dr. Fritz. I'm scared. They think that it's going to be a black Princeton movement. They think that it's going to be something else. And all I was trying to do is have people come together, black people come together so they can be able to share like experiences. It took 3 years for some students to be brave enough to say, okay, let's do this. Minnesota, that's not nice. That's not nice, Minnesota. When we can't come together as blacks and whites and yellows and even greens and purples and be with one people, that's not nice. When I talk and everybody say, oh, it's nice, but this group over here saying, no, that's not nice. It's not nice here. Minnesota, it's time to be nice. Minnesota, if that's the creed that you're going to live up to it. Be nice for everybody. Minnesota, be nice for everybody. I'm thinking, Lord, help us. We can do it, God, hallelujah, because I know one thing. I know that God is life, and God is love. God is life, and God is love, and God is peace. And where there is peace, there's justice. So no justice, no peace. No peace. No peace, no God. No justice, no peace, no God. No God, no life. So I'm doing a eulogy today to racism, to segregation, to separation, to division. They are dead today. So I'm doing a eulogy to bury those things today. Well, you might say, Dr. Friesen, racism is still alive. I said, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Because racism and police brutality is a form of hatred. God is life and God ain't hatred. God is life and God ain't hatred. So when you see a person that's promoting hatred, that's promoting separation, that's promoting division, that person is dead. That person is not life. Young people always talk about a zombie apocalypse. You living in that zombie apocalypse right now. Right now, because you're seeing dead people walking around pushing hatred. You're seeing dead people walking around, and what you do with a zombie? You avoid them. You avoid them because you might get infected. So if you see a zombie, somebody talks about hatred, that talks about division, avoid them. That's a zombie. That's a walking dead. That's a walking dead. Avoid them. Yes, Lord. So I'm thinking in my mind, Lord, help us.
You don't need
Help
to
us,
hold
Lord.
it.
We can do this. We can do this, Lord. Help us. We can change today. Starting today, we're going to change today. Starting today, we're going to start healing today. Starting today, we're going to start healing. We're going to move on from this today. We're healing. We're in the process now of healing. We're in the process now because we can't go back. We can't go back. We ain't going back. We refuse to go back. We're going to live together as one people, together in unity, and everybody going to experience the same benefits. There's one class of people. So I did statistics, and I know here in Bemidji that there's not a lot of black people, 0.8%. I know there's not a lot of people of color. I know that the indigenous people takes up the minority population here. I know there's not a lot. I know that we're few in number here. But I'm reminded of a story of a good shepherd. This good shepherd had 100 sheep, and one sheep went astray. This good shepherd left the 90 and 9 and went after the one sheep. I don't know why the one sheep went away. I don't know why the one sheep went astray. Maybe he didn't share the same benefits of the 90 and 9. Maybe the one sheep was racial profiled because of the color of his skin. Maybe the one sheep was profiled by the police. Maybe the one sheep didn't have the same access to health care, to education, to housing, to a good job. Maybe the one sheep felt ostracized by the 99 other sheep. So I know it just was one sheep. I know just one seemed like a small number. And any shepherd would say, hey, I still got 99 sheep. I'm doing all right. I still got 99. But a good shepherd would say, I got to go and get the one sheep. A good shepherd would say, sometimes the needs of the few, sometimes the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many. Sometimes the needs of the minority outweighs the needs of the majority. A good shepherd. A good shepherd would leave the 90 and 9 and go after the one. Not that the one was any better than the 90 and 9, but because he knew that in order to have a complete community and in order to have a complete unity, I need that one sheep. It makes up something. A puzzle is not complete unless it has all the pieces. And I need that piece. It's vital. I don't know. The Bible don't say why the one sheep left. I don't know why the one sheep left. I don't even know what the good shepherd said to the one sheep to convince him to come back into the fold. I don't know. Maybe he said something like, you should be good to those that despitefully use you. Pray for those that hurt you. I don't know. And I don't know what he said to the 90 and 9 other sheep when he returned. Maybe he said something like this. In my mind, maybe he said something like, you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. You should love your neighbor as you love yourself. So I'm saying this to say, 1% might not seem like a lot. 1%, one sheep, 1% of the population doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a missing piece if it's not in the fold. It's a missing piece if it's not in the community. It's a missing piece if it's not shared in the same benefits. It's the same justice, the same I should be able to walk down the street and not be racially profiled. I should be able to go to the grocery store and not be followed because of the color of my skin. Minnesota, it's time to get nice. So for my elected officials, my mayors, my governors, my chiefs of police, those that hold public office, I know you got a large constituency that you got to fulfill. I know that you got a large population that put you in an office that wants you to do they're good. I know, I understand that. But you have to be a good steward. Everyone has to be included in the community. Sometimes you might have to leave the majority to go after the minority to make sure they are part of the community. Sometimes you have to leave everybody Sometimes you have to just leave the majority and go after the minorities. Sometimes you have to see what's going on with the minorities. And a good steward will bring them back into the community. The good steward will bring them back, make them back a part. A good steward would do that. I'm reminded of an old Nigerian proverb that says, when a child doesn't feel or experience the love and the warmth of the community, he leaves the community, only to return later to burn it down and feel the warmth of its flames. I don't want to get to that point where we're burning stuff down because we don't feel the warmth of the community. I bind that right now. I don't want to get to the point where we have to resort to that because we ain't going back. Let that be straight right now. We're not going back to the way things are or the way things were. We're not going back. That is it right now. This is the unity. We're not going back. And I know that we are angry. I know that we are angry. And I know some of us are, anger not addressed leads to frustration. Frustration builds and turns into rage. The only thing what happens to rage explodes. So what we see it happen in the news when people are burning things and looting things, you see in rage that has been exploded. You see in built up rage that exploded. I'm reminded once again, going back to the Good Shepherd, I'm reminded of another story that he talked about. The story tells me that he was on a ship and he was asleep on the ship. And as he was asleep, lightning started flashing, wind started blowing, and the sea started raging. The Good Shepherd went up and changed the environment and said, "Peace, be still." So that's what I'm seeing right now. I know you might be experiencing anger. I know you might be experiencing hurt. I know you might be experiencing all kinds of emotions. But right now I want to say, peace, be still. Peace, be still. We're not going to act out. Peace is going to be still. We already understand that God is peace. And peace is justice. So I'm telling you right now, each one, I'm changing the atmosphere. Peace is going to be still right now. So next time you get pulled over by the cops and they tell you they're supposed to be officers of peace and officers of safety, when they act out and they don't provide for you peace and safety, I'm telling you right now, talk to that cop, that police spirit. Talk to his angels. Look him dead in his face and say, "Peace, be still." Amen. Look him dead in his face and say, "Peace, be still." Some of you might have came from the wrong purpose. Some of you might came to act out. I want you to talk to yourself right now. Tell your spirit, tell your angels, "Peace, be still." Peace, be still. I don't want no clock. I want to hear it. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Now if you came with someone and they acting up and they acting out of character, because I know we're human and we know how to act like human beings, but if you came with someone that's acting up and acting like a nut and want to go and loot and do bad things, I want you to take control of that environment, take control of that person, take control of his spirit and his angels, and say, "Peace, be still.
Peace be still.
Peace, be still.
Peace be still.
Peace, be still."
Peace be still.
Peace, be still. Yes, yes, yes. So now as we go on to the further part of this rally, I don't want to call this a protest. This is a rally. This is a war cry. This is a rally because we're changing stuff right now. Blacks, whites. Indigenous. People of color. We're changing stuff right now. So peace is going to be still. We're not going back. We're not going back. This is going to be a better tomorrow. This is going to be a better break. I'm looking at break better tomorrow. Because peace is going to be still. Peace is going to be still in our homes. Peace is going to be still in our jobs. Peace is going to be still in our community. So when you see me running through my community, peace is being still. When you see me walking through the store, peace is going to be still. Don't call the cops on peace. Don't call the cops on peace. Because peace is going to be still.
Peace be still.
Don't judge us by the color of our skin. Peace is going to be still. In my conclusion. In my conclusion. As we go on further from this place, hold your signs up high. Hold them up high. Don't forget what we're here for. Hold them up high. Hold them up. We're changing the environment right now. We're having a peaceful rally. We're going to have a peaceful day. We're going to have a peaceful tomorrow because there's nowhere to go but up right now. There's nowhere to go but up right now. There's nowhere else to go but up. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. No more mothers burying their sons. No more children missing their dads. No more wives missing their husbands.
No more.
No more. I don't want to see nothing else on Facebook about another person of color, a black person being disrespected by anybody. Black, white, yellow, green, anybody, police, whether you wear a blue badge or anything. I don't want to see that no more. No more on Facebook.
No more.
No more. No more on Facebook. No more. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my young black woman, my young black woman, my mother being body slammed by a cop. I don't want to see that. Them getting punched in the face by police. I don't want to see that. We're not at war. People shouldn't be dying here in the United States more than they dying in the military because we're not at war here. We're not at war. This is supposed to be a time of peace. I don't want to see people walking around with AK-47s, AK-15s, or whatever they got because we had peace here. I'm all right for guns, okay? I get it. I get it. But I shouldn't feel threatened by it. I get it. I shouldn't be. You can walk around with an AK-15 and storm the state capitals. But a young black boy can't play with a toy gun in the park. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Shouldn't get profiled because I'm jogging down the street. That's enough. It's enough, America. It's enough, Bemidji. We're going to live up to our creed. When they come to Minnesota and they find out Minnesota nice, they know what that means. Minnesota nice have a definition. Minnesota nice mean that we treat them as one people. All of us is in the fold. All of us having peace. All of us sharing the benefits. All of us is Minnesota nice. That's what Minnesota nice is. That's what Minnesota. Who am I supposed to get this to? Yes, Lord.
My friend left me. Is it okay if I latch onto you?
That's absolutely fine.
It's like dying, man.
Thank you,
Really?
Dr. Friesen, for a powerful message.
Okay.
What?
Next up, we will have the
Shit.
Wiley family
Really?
coming up for a song performance. Can you please give them a hand as they come?
You were blocking the mic. You were blocking the mic. I know. It's a balancing act.
Today we're gonna sing a song and we're gonna talk to racism and we're gonna tear that kingdom down. We're gonna talk to our mothers because we all heard him cry for his mama, and they're gonna pray that kingdom down. We're gonna talk to our preachers and they're gonna preach it down, and then we're gonna talk to our allies because they're gonna help tear this kingdom down. This kingdom of racism will fall, and we will witness it. Racism, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Racism, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. Racism, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. We're gonna talk to you mothers. Mothers, let's lay this kingdom down. talking to you. Allies, let's tear this kingdom down. It's been building its kingdom all over this land. Allies, let's tear this kingdom down. Racism, let's tear your kingdom down. Racism, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Racism, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. Racism, gonna tear your kingdom down. One more time, this is you. Racism, gonna tear your kingdom down. Racism, gonna tear your kingdom down. Why? You've been building your kingdom all over this land. Racism, we're gonna tear your kingdom down.
So we got my phone ready. Just in case it dies, we don't lose all that footage.
Hello, my name's Alexis Bagheera Brown, and I serve on BSU Student Senate as the Chief of Staff. Let me first off start by saying I'm not black, but I see you. I'm not black, but I hear you. I'm not black, and I mourn with you. Sean Bell's last words were "I love you" before police fired 50 bullets at him the day he was supposed to get married. Eric Garner's last words were "I can't breathe" when he was choked to death for selling loose cigarettes. Kendrick McDade's last words were "Why did you shoot me?" when he was killed after a fake 911 call. John Crawford III's last words were "It's not real" when he was shot while shopping in Walmart for a fake gun. 11. That's how many times Eric Garner repeated the words "I can't breathe." I can't breathe, 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 I can't breathe. So I guess those words only mean stop if you're white. George Floyd was murdered because of the color of his skin. He was a father, a brother, a son, and a human. 4 people, 4 officers is all it took for a man to be unjustly killed. It wasn't until 2,000 plus protesters were arrested, and they finally arrested George Floyd's murderers. 15. That's how old Cameron Sterling was when he lost his father, and that's how old he was when he said we must protest the right way. 15. That's how old he was when he said we must protest with peace and not guns. 55. It's been 55 years since the Civil Rights was passed, and everyone supposedly became equal. Well, guess what? We're in 2020, and films about equality are still in the fantasy genre. When Colin Kaepernick knelt, they told him this is not the right way to protest. When Martin Luther King marched in Selma, they told him this is not the right way to protest. When people marched in the streets of South Africa during the apartheid, they said this is not the right way to protest. There's no right way to protest because that's what it is. It can't be considered right by the system that it's protesting. In no way am I saying that violent rioting and destruction of property is praised, but it took 6 days and $47 million in damage before the Civil Rights Act was passed. Black lives matter because in the eyes of the law, they don't. Black lives matter because there's still people looking down on the riots, but not the man who was killed with no justice. Black lives matter because I'm afraid for my friends and family members for being killed because of the color of their skin. Black lives matter because I see my white privilege and I want others to see theirs too. People keep saying it's horrible that an innocent man was killed, but destroying property has to stop. Instead, try saying it's horrible that property is destroyed, but killing innocent black women needs to stop. You don't need to be a person of color to respect the Black Lives Matter movement. Rest in peace to all the lives that made this movement happen. I see you, I stand for you, to protect you, to be a voice alongside yours. I respect you and your life matters just as much as mine.
Years, we are expendable, but at the bottom of this is that attitude of racial superiority that they brought with them when they came to this land. So racial superiority is not just like, you're better than me, although you think you are. And it's not your fault, it's not even your choice, it's your conditioning. You understand? You understand what I'm saying by that? But you have to take responsibility, just as we do, as Native people. And one of the things that we have to do, as all people of color, is that we have to stop self-destructing as a result of being treated poorly. You know, that's enough of that. I'm totally not sympathetic to that. I am sympathetic when somebody wants to turn it around and they're going, you know, sister, give me a hand. I am there. I will hold you. I will walk with you. I will bring you into that sacred circle in any way that I can. But you got to make a decision. You know, and when we self-destruct, we hand it over. We hand it over to people that do not care about us and in fact, do not see us even as human. They see us as objects for their use. And the same as they see the earth that way. They see these trees that way. They see everything like that. So capitalism is the foundation of environmental racism. And all of those things work together. Am I right? All right. Soapbox for today, you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Renee. Coming up next will be Asin. She is the president of Bemidji State's Student Council for American Indian Students. Please give her a hand.
Ani Gakinawia, Asin Indigenous.
I wonder if I can run somewhere and grab some batteries for the camera.
Okay. Asin Indigenous cause, McGizzing and Dude.
Want me to go do that?
Mrs. Zagani and doing Javon and Ashing and Dom. My name's Asin. And this last week has been real tough. It has been real difficult. Originally, I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, South Side. South Side, we outside.
Hi. I did want to say one thing about the prophecies, and that we are in the time of the seventh fire. And I got carried away, so I didn't say this, but it's really important. This is a time of awakening for all people. It was foretold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And it said at this time, where we are right now, is awakening time and it's decision-making time. Either because things are so critical that either you're walking with destruction or you're walking with rebirth. So, your choice.
Alright, so I'm from Southside Minneapolis originally. So when everything started happening, that hit me. That affected me. Black people have been affected by this community, this government for centuries. And I am sick and tired of seeing this happening. George Floyd did not have to die. He should not have been put in that position. He should not have been on that ground, but he was. Because none of those good cops were there to stop the bad cops. Where are these good cops at? Why aren't you helping? Why aren't you there? Where are you? Yes, racism is an issue, but you need to hold your people accountable too. Where are you? Where? I am so sick
sick and tired of having to deal with this racist ass town. Excuse my French. But I'm tired of it. Bemidji is one racist place, and everyone here knows that. Last week, y'all got together and peacefully protested. What did they do? What did they do? They started a curfew because they wanted to silence all of y'all's voices. Right. All of y'all's voices. That's what curfew does. They're in to protect the city. They're to silence you, and you. You need to understand that it's your First Amendment right to have free speech. But if they ain't gonna let you have your free speech, then you need to understand that that Constitution, those amendments, were never written for Black and brown people. Institutionalized oppression and systemic violence happening against Black and brown people every day. Every day. Just because they didn't record it doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because our people are getting murdered doesn't mean it's not happening. Everything you do, you need to start thinking about it. You're white. You go to a brown person, a Black person, and you say some snidey ass shit like, oh, you talk good for a Black person. You talk good. Or if you want to say, oh, you're so eloquent, just know that's a microaggression. A lot of the shit y'all be saying is some offensive ass shit. What needs to be done is y'all need to be made aware of what y'all doing and to address it immediately. What's happening in the cities is happening across the nation, across the world. As an indigenous woman, I only belong to this land. But for Black people, they got brought here, they got brought all over the world, and they face that shit everywhere. They don't deserve that. None of us deserve that. The 3rd Precinct has a history of discrimination, of targeting our communities. I ain't surprised none of that happened, and no one else is either. Change needs to happen. And I am tired of waiting for that change to come, because we keep on waiting for the people that are empowered to actually make that change.
change. They ain't gonna make that change. Why? Because it benefits them. It don't benefit us. It ain't never gonna benefit us because it wasn't built for us and it wasn't made for us. And that's the truth. Now I'm gonna say some stuff in Ojibwe because it's a little radical and I don't want to get shot or anything. Maji the corner way when any wish you was. Look at I and you the corner way when anyone. Me and you the corner way when any wish I got Maji is your way busy what. Omari get out Kimanan, get games and I got Nunga, miss away, make a day with a Jane. Pay years middle we do come into our you make a day with a Jane. What I said there was all those cops are bad people. These cops are treating our black people badly. And I hope something changes so our black people don't have to keep dealing with this nonsense. So they don't have to keep getting killed. So they don't have to keep getting killed. Black lives matter. Say with me. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. All right. So now what we gotta do here is we're gonna kneel and we're gonna stand here for 9 minutes of silence for George Floyd. Not just for George Floyd, for all the black and brown women and men who keep getting murdered and killed and continually facing this oppression and this racist ass everything. Because it's not right. And we need a kneel. If you can.
I don't have a recorder. We gotta get on that.
We need a kneel and do this for our people.
see change. It ain't gonna happen if we keep waiting for the powers that be to make change for us. Because they got into these positions by being fine with putting us down under where we're at, by keeping us where we're at. They ain't gonna make change, so it starts with us. It starts with us here. It starts with the people protesting in the cities. It starts with everyone everywhere in the world that's protesting. We need to make that change happen, and we need to do it soon before we keep continuing to lose Black and brown people. Woo.
Hello. Hi everyone. My name is Zoe Christensen. I'm the president of Bemidji State University's Black Student Union. I want to say thank you so much for joining us in that 9 minutes of silence. I want to say thank you for joining us today. You've been taking the time to come out here. Thank you to all the amazing speakers and their voices for sharing their thoughts and pain with a bunch of strangers. Thank you to the university staff and faculty who have supported the Black Student Union since we began. Thank you to my new friends and co-organizers from our revolution. And thank you to the Black Student Union advisors for being great leaders and even better role models. At the conclusion of my message, the social injustice demonstration will be officially over. I leave you with peace, hope, and pray for the safety of all. A message to the silent. When I was 16, I had two best friends. I'll call them Jane and Alyssa. Jane, Alyssa, and I did everything together. We chanted in the cramped student section at football games, soaked in the sun at empty beaches. The water was too cold to swim, but we really didn't care. We stayed awake until early hours of the morning and ate unexplainable amounts of junk food. We gossiped about school and boys. We experienced our first year of high school together, felt extreme happiness and deep sadness together. I imagined we'd be friends for life. Jane and I had already had our Sweet 16 celebration, and we were excited to be with Alyssa for hers. Over lunch, we talked about who Alyssa was inviting. In math class, we got in trouble for continuously discussing our potential outfits. Late night group texts read, "Well, how about pizza with an ice cream bar?" I mean, yeah, Alyssa, that's a good idea, but the only pizza you like is cheese, and I'm sorry, but that's really boring. For weeks leading up to Alyssa's 16th birthday, we planned the perfect party. We were going to ride four wheels along the old county roads, play night games like kick the can or hide and seek. The menu consisted of strawberry-infused mocktails, campfire roasted hot dogs, and vanilla ice cream with every topping imaginable. At the end of the night, everyone would sit around the warming fire. We'd be hugged by a DIY tie blanket, sipping our sweet drinks, laughing so hard the country neighbors a mile away could probably hear us. We'd go inside and claim our spot on the hard basement floor. We'd fall asleep surrounded by our best friends. It would have been the best birthday ever. 2 days before the scheduled party, Alyssa came up to Jane and I. Hey guys, I kind of have some bad news for you. Alyssa, I said, if you tell us you're canceling the party 2 days before it's supposed to happen, you have officially lost your mind. No, the party isn't canceled, she responded. But you and Jane can't come. Jane snapped back. What do you mean we can't come? We're your absolute best friends. Of course we can come. No, Alyssa said. You can't. My aunt, uncle, and cousins are going to be there. And my uncle said, if those two black girls step foot on our property, he's taking out his shotgun and he's putting it between their eyes. Jane and I were the only black people in our high school at that time. We were 16. How did this happen? Did her parents know too? We'd been to her house before. Surely her parents liked us. But did they? Why didn't anyone speak up? We couldn't breathe. It would have been the best birthday ever. 1 year later, and I'm 17 years old, sitting in a 2D drawing class. I was never much of an artist, but my dark green charcoal crayon stroked the piece of poster paper in the shape of my grandma's favorite hosta plant. Mumbling chatter filled the classroom. I didn't have any friends in this class, so I just focused on the assignment and listened to the people around me. It was regular high school drama, tests, sports, and kids being mad at the parents for discipline that they clearly deserved. I was usually quiet, but my table mate could never stop talking. He'd chat about trucks, getting drunk, and complain about how this art class was a complete waste of his time. And when I thought he couldn't possibly speak any longer, the words black people rolled off his tongue. Well, now he was talking to me, so obviously I had to keep eavesdropping. Those black people in the Baptist church are literally crazy. I don't know why all those black people have to act that way. His statement was loud. Multiple people looked up from their sketches. What did you say? I asked. He turns to me. I said, I don't know why you black people have to act like that. My body was stiff and cold. I could feel the glaring eyes of every student upon me. My teacher sat oblivious at her computer, getting caught up on the latest Time magazine article. I didn't know what to say. Everyone else in the classroom was white. Would anyone help me, I thought? I was still frozen. I tried forming words. I wanted so badly to defend myself and tell him that he cannot speak to me that way. Everyone remained silent. Why didn't anyone speak up? I couldn't breathe. Another year later, and I'm sitting in the very last row of a U.S. history class. It was my first year of college. We were studying the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s, a lesson every American student is taught since middle school. I guess some of my peers never listened. Emmett Till's bloody, beaten face projected on the front screen. Our professor went into the details of Mr. Till's death. Black child lynched at 14 years old from an accusation made by a white woman, 1955. Is this racist? My professor asked. Obviously, this was an act of racism. Again, my brown skin was the only one of its kind in the lecture hall. Nobody said a word. Nervous eyes glanced in my direction. Cold sweat escaped from the pores of my brown skin. I sank deeper and deeper into my chair. Mechanical pencils were tapping the table. Tap, tap, tap. The recessed lighting on the ceiling shined directly in my eyes. The white cell walls of the classroom closed in on me. Why were people waiting for my opinion? Why didn't anyone speak up? I couldn't breathe. I still cannot breathe. If you are a friend, ally, or supporter of the black community, you must speak up. Your silence only sides with the oppressors. It isn't enough to not be racist. stand with us. It may be uncomfortable, but do it anyways. You may have never seen it done before, but that's okay. You can be the first. You might be scared, but trust me, we're scared too. If you don't agree with the Black Lives Matter movement, why? How many horrific stories, how many innocent lives, how many burning buildings does it take to prove that black people are not equal in this society? We have fought our fight time and time again. My ancestors fought for freedom, and they fought for a voice. The year is 2020, and we are still fighting. Our hands have been up for generations, and they still shoot. We are killed for crimes we didn't commit, killed for complying during illegal arrests, killed for playing at the park, killed for buying snacks, killed for going on a run, killed for grabbing identification when asked, killed for mental illnesses, killed for playing a video game, killed for wanting police protection, killed for sleeping in our own homes, and killed for peacefully protesting every single time we've been killed. We've lost our basic human rights. What more can we possibly lose?
This is not the precinct. Where are you taking me?
You don't have to tie the rope around our neck for us to lose air. We've been suffocating since the day we were born. We are tired, Bemidji. We're tired. We keep fighting and it doesn't change. When will you understand? If you weren't a voice before, I invite you to be a voice now. It's okay to be enlightened and change your opinion. We can't fix past mistakes, but we can forgive. We need to move forward, and we need to move together. Please have a voice, Bemidji. Stand with us and stand for us. And let these fearful times be a time for real equality. Thank you.
start. When the community asks you what you need, speak up, have your voice. Speak up. Tell them we need change. We need
Black
change in
Lives
legislation.
Matter!
We need change in legislation. We need change in the way they're policing. We need change in our community. We need change in one another. When you go home to your families and they speak in racist terms, you speak up and be that voice. You be that voice.
Black Lives Matter!
Okay, so hey you guys, the protest went pretty well. It ended on a peaceful note. Right now we're just gonna head over to Perkins, get something to eat, and that really concludes this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to look into our description. We'll see you on the next video. Stay safe, stay sane.